not telling us. This is from a video last night I shared, a Tray 57 production, 3 light sources by the sun. You can see it right here. That is the title, and I took a screenshot of it. Good morning, everyone. I took a screenshot of it, and there was like, where there's sun dogs, it's all kinds of stuff like that. Sun dogs going on. There's a planet back there, some kind of planet, but this is the video right here. This video is a very long video. It's actually 1 hour and 30 minutes. You can see 3 light sources by the sun. Trey, honey, thank you for bringing that up. He's led by his intuition at times. He is. When he feels led within his spirit to take a picture, he's going to listen and he's going to do it. So he shared that. And I'm glad he did, because it brought up an important topic. That's from this video right here. You can see this video is this long. But if you only sit there and look at the thumbnail and you only look at maybe the first few minutes of the video, honey, you ain't going to get good morning. You're not going to get what's in the rest of the video. You're not. This sighting has been around for hundreds of years, probably thousands of years in the sky. It has. Look at this, ancient manuscripts. Look at this. There's nothing new. There's nothing new. There's something else truly going on, because they witnessed it years and years ago. Could one say, well, that's a planetary system up there, and say that's the planet up there? Well, were they saying that that was the planet back then? Because look, it's in the manuscripts, you all. In the manuscripts, if you go to here, you'll see where we do stop. There's like some footage of the Norway spiral, but we come over here. Look at this. I'm going to show you. See, look at this. It's been written back long, long ago. Long, long ago. And you have to ask yourself, well, what truly is going on? What is going on? What are they not telling us, you all? Because obviously, they're having us focus on something else. They are. And I thought, you know how you have those shake-up gloves, you shake them up, and you have the little people in there. What if those little people really are like us? The scenes and stuff, really, think about it. What if it's like that? That's just a theory, you all, but somehow we went on to the, I had to make an account to get over here on the, whatever you call it, I don't know what the name of that place is. Pinterest, you all. And we got into all of these things right here. So let's see where that starts at, you all. Let's see where it starts at, to where we get over there to the thing. I think it starts about right like that. Right over here is where we start. So that's at the 35 minute and 34 seconds. You got to at least get to that point if you want to see all the other things, you all. This is all the other things that was documented. Look at this. Ancient drawings and stuff depicting the very thing that we're seeing in the sky today. The very thing we're seeing in the sky today was written about long, long ago. Very long ago. Long, long ago. You know, we're living in the land of opportunity. We now have an opportunity with the technology that is available for us to go and research the things that we can right now, before the day comes and they lock it down and you don't no longer get to look back. You don't no longer get to look back and see what happened in history. But today, we do got the opportunity now, with all the internet and all that kind of stuff, to look back and see what's happening, what happened back then. I'm sure they didn't have the airplanes up there in the sky covering that up. No, it was widely visible. People saw it all the time, and they drew and they printed. That's what they saw, the same things way back then. There was no airplanes flying around up there, or was they, trying to cover up the sky? Really think about it, you all. We got it going on. We really do. We got information at our fingertips, which is wonderful. It really is, and we're using it for good. We're not using this information for bad. No, we're not. We're using this information to wake up, to look back in time, because the past, because my throat wanted to itch again. The past is catching up with us. Something doesn't want me to talk, making my throat itch, you all. Say, Gina, no, we can't have you getting excited. Why? Why can't I get excited, you all? Why can't I? So it's this video right here. You have to get past the 35-minute mark. 3 light sources by Trey 57. Thank you, Trey, honey. Hope you're having a good morning at work. And then look, what else is in this video on the Mystery Gate? This is Egypt. Egyptian Gazette. Mystery object uncovered in the Giza, the gateway of the gods. You all, this stuff happened. It happened. All of this stuff happened. All of it back then. It's not just make-believe. You got Atlantis. We actually zoomed up on something in China. It was a breeding ground. We zoomed all the way up, and it was some kind of a breeding ground because it was something that was spoke about in one of these, and something right before there, they're speaking about this place, but we looked it up. It was a mountainous place, you all. And it took us all the way to China, is what it did. And then this is really, there's got something, we ended up in ancient architecture, ancient sculptures. If you like museums and stuff, this is what we, actually, this right here. Look at that. Look what's coming out of the body. Right there you are. And you know how we say that, you know, there's things about something getting inside your body and taking over your body. Why did they do a sculpture like that? Ask yourself, why did they? Why do we see something coming out of this body like that? Really? Good morning, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. Why do we see something coming out? Why would they even take the time to do that? Are they trying to tell us something, that there is some kind of a species that needs your human body to operate? Well, I'm just saying it. There are a species. You've seen it in the movies, the alien movies. They have like, it's like a, I don't know, something that, you know, it just gets in your body and it controls your body. It don't have a body like yours, but it can get there and live, you know. Some of us watching this video may have these things in their body. They may, and they may not even realize it. They may not realize it. You are the host. Are they trying to tell us something with that sculpture? You are the host for this species right here. Now, it doesn't seem too far-fetched to think that if you look at the sci-fi movies. It does not seem far-fetched at all. That's right. There were alien species that did that, right? They grew inside the body like that. And then some just lived inside the body. You've heard me say this before. When I was a teenager, I was 98 pounds. I was still in high school. But I've had an encounter with missing time, you know, the UFO in the sky when I was around 5 years old or so like that. And the man in black. That's when I was a young girl, little bitty girl. And one morning, I woke up on my bed in the birthing position like I was giving birth. That was a teenager. I think I just entered puberty or something. I did. I'm not joking. I always wondered about that. It was stuck in my mind, and I don't know what happened. But I could lay down on the bed, and my body completely flat, you know, my pelvic bone sticking up. I could feel like in this area right here, my lower abdomen, I could feel something moving around in my body. You know how if you've been pregnant, you know how you can feel the baby move, you can feel the elbow and stuff like that. You know that? Well, when I was a young teenager, it was after that incident, I could lay there, and it lasted for years, even since I've been in this house. I could feel something moving around in my body. I could, my body, I had no fat on me, you all. I was laid completely flat, and I could just feel it moving with the palm of my hand, moving around inside of there. And I thought, what is that? I don't know what it was. And it continued. I haven't felt it in a long time. I haven't. But if there was something like that in my body, if the aliens did that to me, and they wiped my memory, if they, you know, took some you know, use you. Somebody said, Gina, you were used as a breeder. There's a lot of people on here, you all, let's be serious. You know, you have instances, and I have memories of being on a metal steel table. I do. And I have other instances where I remember sitting in a chair in this big empty room and this man coming up and doing something around my back or something, and this other lady showing up, and a big needle was inserted down there in my back area, a great big needle, and I woke up. Um, it's not uncommon to hear somebody say this in this community. It's not. If you're just now tuning in, it's not uncommon to hear um, descriptions like this, memories like this that probably have been wiped clean, but I had. I always, of my whole life, ever since this happened to me, I always wondered, what is something in there? And I always, if I ever went to the hospital, could you please, always thought this, if I could have that section of my abdomen x-rayed, I always wanted them to x-ray that section. And I'm telling you the truth, right here, to see what's there, because I could put my hand there and feel it moving all the time, all the time. And what if I had something like that in me? What if I did? I'm being honest. I'm not, listen, it would not be far-fetched to think that your body has been used as a host or an incubator for something. Okay, there's people who have been in a breeder program. They have. And I will tell you this, when I lived on the Monterey Peninsula, my husband was taking language at the Presidio in Monterey. I went to see my sister-in-law. My brother was in the Navy during the afternoon with our only car, and I was like 9 months pregnant, pretty close to 9 months pregnant, had like a month to go. I went in our Mustang and I visited her, and I left in the afternoon hour down there. I don't know where the naval place was. It was like a 3-hour drive or so, or 4. I was coming back in the early afternoon. I wanted to get home before dark. And I remember, I'm not good with directions, stopping asking somebody for directions. How do I get back to Monterey, California? And they told me. So the last thing I remember passing up the sign that says the Monterey Peninsula. That's what I remember. There was no cell phones for me back then, and I thought, I don't live on the peninsula. And the next thing I remember with that memory is coming around the curve of 101 and a big spotlight coming straight at me like this. And I remember my steering wheel, turning the wheel of my car, because I thought, now I'm going to fall over the mountain. But I didn't. That's all I remember, a big spotlight. And I ended up home around 10:30 at night. My husband said, where you been? I said, well, I got lost. He said, for 4.5 to 5 hours? Your mother is worried sick. That's all I know. But I was pregnant at that time too. That's my one missing memory that I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. I remember a big spotlight, but as for something like this, yeah, so we do. I don't think I'm an extraterrestrial. I don't. Do I and a lot of other people on here have missing time in them? Yes, they do. Do they feel like they've been a breeder? Have they had their ovum taken? Have they been experimented on? Because they say that Eisenhower made a deal that you could take the people. You could take them in exchange for your technology. That's right. You could take them in exchange for their technology. Now, that's about the aliens right there. But I started off with this, with the Tray 57, the 3 light sources in the sky, and comments, you know, it's so easy to say, oh, it's just a sundog, or it's a planetary system up there. Something is going on. Something's going on, but that's the video. You can see it's an hour and 38 minutes long, but that video, you have to go to the, you can see right here at this spot. Look at this. Look at this, symbols in the sky. Look how old this is, you all. It's been seen for thousands or hundreds of years, probably thousands of years. The same thing. That kind of looks like a big eyeball if you think about it. A big old eyeball in the sky. So there's nothing new, and if it truly is a planetary system, well, then that planetary system has been hiding behind the sun the whole entire time, if you think about it. So that is in the 26-minute range. You got to go watch that video, you all. I mean, you don't got to. You don't. See, look at this, 1872, documented, the same thing, 1872. So that's at the 25-minute mark. You have this. But I had to make a silly account on the Pinterest, is what I had to do, which I've been trying to put off for a long time. For years, I didn't want to make an account on the Pinterest. Oh, you don't want to play that now. Okay, they don't want us to see that now, you all, but something is going on. Now that thing is spinning around because it doesn't like it. It really doesn't. Okay, well, it didn't want me to show that, but something truly is happening. And you can see that we went all over the Pinterest. We did in certain areas. Look at that. This person was in a vehicle. It's a mystery. Like that. Inside one of those. Then you got the Naga, the snake worshipers. The seven heads. You can see beautiful architecture. How were they so advanced back then? Really, how were they? But all of that came from this video right here, 3 light sources. And the first part, we focus on Trey 57's Halo in the Sky. We've all seen it, but it's been around for thousands of years or hundreds of years. So there truly is nothing new under the sun. So really, what is going on? Do we have like a snow globe or something? You all look at this. Look at this. No. There's something much greater occurring. A whole lot greater. So there are instances. Who's doing it? Who's doing it? Who's keeping us in the shadows by distracting us with everything, you all? Let's think about it. Who's doing it? Rosie, honey, you got to move. You're a little baby. Her's a little baby, mommy. Yes, her is. Her's a pretty baby. So, Rosie, honey, I'm going to go outside. You can sit there and watch me walk. She can watch me walk. She just don't need to come down, you all, because I'm getting a little warm in here. I am. Rosie, honey, what you talking about? Get your paw down. She wants to come out, but I'm not going to let her out. So, you all, there's something going on. I would encourage you to look at that video last night instead of just looking at the front of it and automatically saying, well, obviously, if you were who do not want to, those who do, if you see a long video, I'm sure that you think, oh, wow, I want to see what's in that long video. It was really interesting. I loved it. I didn't want to stop, but it was going on for too long, you all. The video was lasting long, and there's a lot of history that's been hidden from us, a lot. So do we truly? If that's been seen for thousands, hundreds of years, and since the 1800s, could you say nothing's moving up there? Oh, that's weird. Could you say that there's a planet there? There's a planet there. Could you say that? Because they seen that there's documentation of it being there since 1800s and probably even longer. Could you say that back then? Because if you could, then something seriously is not adding up. Okay, something seriously is not adding up, you all. Because that shape, even in the 1800s, it's the same shape. It didn't get any bigger. It didn't get any bigger at all. It stayed the same as what it is right now. Yeah. Michelle, honey, what's going on? Do we got something happening here? I don't know what's happening. Yeah. Whoo. Oh, Light Seeker, honey, thank you, because I don't know what's on earth is going on, you all. I don't know what's going on here. So I didn't know if we had a moderator in here or not. I don't. Let me get this down because I'm getting a little bit distracted. Rosie, honey, you got to get down here. I can move you, Rosie. You can move with the chair. I'm going to close this door because Rosie is distracting me a little bit. Okay, we're back. Good morning, everyone. That's right, you all. So what are they? Is there something they're not telling us? That's the title of this, you all. There's a lot of something they're not telling us. But we have a very wonderful opportunity at this period in time on Earth to use these tools like the internet to research all that we can these certain areas before they put a stop to it, because the day will come and you will no longer be able to go and search for something like that. No, they will cap it. They will tell you what you're allowed to search for. And if you go beyond what is written, it says there's a warning, do not go beyond what is written. That is a warning that they have. Don't go beyond what is written. Why? Because when you go beyond what is written, you see a whole new world, a whole new history. But it's an old history, but it's part of this history. It's a part of our history, history on Earth itself. That's what it is. So it's really interesting. It is. And I've seen the comments. Someone said, Gina, do you ever respond to the comments during the live stream? Look at the comments. If I happen to look up when I'm sharing and I see a comment, I'll respond. But if I was to focus on the comments during my sharing, I wouldn't be sharing nothing because I'd be reading comments. And don't take it personal. Gina, you don't stop what you're doing. No, because I'm in a mindset. If I get out of that mindset, I'm not sharing like what I'm not being led. And then it's just poof. Then my frequency's going like that. So yeah, we got a wonderful opportunity to use the technology right now before what we're able to see is got big block walls. You can't see it anymore. Right, that you cannot see it anymore. So we've got to use the internet for the good. Get all the knowledge you can while you can. And someone else said, well, I rarely ever get to see you live. I rarely get to see any notifications of your videos. It's because of the content that I share. I've already been flagged. I have. Rosie, what are you doing? I am shutting this door. You have no business getting up. Get in that house. Don't open this door for Rosie. She's going to get her neck hung in this door. My husband is off for the week. Took the whole week off. And he's going to be doing some gardening stuff. But he likes to let Rosie look out. No, she could get her neck hung in this. She could get her head stuck in this. Because she likes to put her paws through. And I don't want that happening to Rosie. Hello. Yes. We have massive pyramids were destroyed in the Madrid crates. Oh, I've been playing with Rosie all morning. She loves to play regardless. But when I'm trying to do a video, she distracted me, and she don't realize it because she's just a little baby. Also, last night, there's a video that I did. Someone asked, Gina, where was the book you were reading from? Like the lost hidden texts of the Bible, or whatever, the hidden texts or rejected scriptures. I showed part of that book. But I would encourage you to look at that video too, because in India, the water is receding for the first time ever in this area, and there's ancient things in the bed where the water was covered up. It looks like, someone said it looks like charging areas for ships and stuff. All this ancient ruins is showing up in this water that has receded in India for the first time ever, and that's really, something's going on. So this really looks weird how these clouds are not moving at all after seeing them moving for so long. Normally you would see some kind of clouds moving, but there isn't. So what if I heard a theory about how the water is drying up for the kings of the east, to make the way of the kings of the east. So the kings of the east would not be the so-called kings that some people think it would be. It would be good. I don't know. But the underground Trey 57 said, you know, he had a theory that the water from the things were being sucked underground to their things, and that could be too. The water's disappearing, and as it disappears, we're seeing what was left behind in history covered up. We're going to have the great apocalypse. Yeah, the Euphrates and all of that. Yes, ancient times. It has Chadwick. ancient times, it's been around. The whole entire thing has been there. And if it's been there all these years and we're just now seeing it, well, I never gave it no thought. But when I see a great big halo in the sky and a big old dark circle around it, filling it in, and the things on the side, I'm thinking, okay, what's that up there for? Because it doesn't look normal, and I don't know about this, so I think I want to see what's happening. Good morning, everyone. Oh, Ray, your clouds are not moving in Ireland, too. Okay, do you all have clouds in where you're at that are not moving? Because these are not moving. They are setting still, completely setting still. There is no movement happening, which is really, really unusual. Looked like a face up there with a big eyeball, like a dragon snout. You know, I really do like this YouTube. I like the zooming capability to zoom up as far as you want. So what are they not telling us? Yeah, your brain goes and does analogies. What if all the water comes back home? Oh my gosh, that would be a deluge. It really would be. The UK too. It's snowing hard in Maine at the moment, you all. Sunny in Oklahoma, no clouds in Louisiana, your brain. Okay, you all. Rosie, oh, I already had Rosie out here. Rosie has to get acclimated to the porch, so I took her out here this morning, around an hour ago. My husband put the little thing on her, and I left her about maybe 3 feet. I kept her right by me, and I let her walk on the porch and walk off of it, so she can get used to being outside. Because before, when she'd come out like that, her poor little tail was stuck behind her legs, poor little baby. But I said, no, I'm just going to let her stay right here beside me, and if she wants to walk around on the porch to explore, she could. And that's what she did, and she ended up in the mulch, and I said, that's enough for you for now, because I don't want her to get too over whatever. Fast-moving clouds in Florida, U.S. So what are they not telling us? They're not telling us. It's not that they're not telling us. It's that we're focusing on things that we are right there in our face that they're distracting us with. Could you imagine if they started showing what we see? Hey, you know those halos around the sun? They've been here for hundreds of years. If they started reporting stuff like that, then, oh man, they would wake everybody up. And if they started reporting about all these strange structures, this architecture and stuff, everybody would wake up and everybody would be scratching their head. And then they really would have a problem on their hands, a big, big problem. So we're not going to see stuff like that. We just got to go look for it. And there's not very many, you all. And another reason why you probably are not getting no notifications and you don't get to see whatever is because I am not the mainstream crowd. This channel is not the mainstream crowd. It's not. The mainstream crowd of YouTubers, you're going to see the stuff out there of theirs because it's going to get pushed out there in the open for everyone to see. It's going to get suggested, but not this one, because it's not following the mainstream narratives and focusing on the things of this world that we live in. The main things that they want us to focus on. That's why. You don't take it personal. It used to bother me, and no, but I accept it. This is how it is, you all. It's how it is. There's not very many people. Really, if you think about the millions and billions of people, they don't want to hear about stuff like this. They don't. Nor they probably don't have time. Well, thank you. Yeah. Why am I such a misfit? Yeah, it's gonna get hotter. Yeah, it probably is gonna get hotter. Really hot, you all. Extremely hot. So they're not telling us a lot of stuff. And I get a lot of suggestions. Gina, you need to subscribe to this channel. Gina, you need to do this. You need to do that. Can I Can I do what I want to do, what I feel led within my spirit to do, and watch who I feel led within my spirit to watch? If, that's a big if, I watch anything, because I do have a life outside of YouTube and social media, and it is a great rarity that I ever watch anything from anybody. Really, it's very, very rare, because I've got to have my mind has to be in a certain frame of mind to share what I share by my spirit. That's why I just block everything out. I'm very careful what I look at. I'm very careful what I hear. Yeah, I literally I got massive filters on me so that I can stay focused. So that's okay, you all. That's all right. And I think it's wonderful. I really do. Oh my goodness gracious. Rumblings over the YouTube. And yeah, that's okay, you all. What are they hiding from us? There's a lot that is being hidden, you all. There is a lot, but we gotta. If you seek for it, you'll find it. If you have the desire within to say, is there much more to this life than what we're being told? You yourself, you don't need me telling you what to look for. You don't need anybody else telling you what to look for, telling you what to focus on. You only need to look inside and be guided inside your spirit. You don't need anyone else to do it for you. You are born with that innate ability to do so. Go within. You'll be guided to wherever you need to be guided to. You'll see, you'll hear whatever it is you need to hear without other mouthpieces telling you what you need to hear. Try to get me choking. Yeah. You have that ability on the inside of you to think for yourself, to look for yourself, to make your own decisions, to come to your own conclusions. You yourself, nobody else. Don't let nobody else tell you, not even me. Go within you all. Be very careful who you listen to. Very careful what you see. Guard. Put your filters up, you all. Gina, honey, now you're telling us what to do. Well, it's nice to have filters. It's nice to have boundaries. It's nice to be able to do some critical thinking. It's nice to have cognitive dissonance. It's nice to think for yourself and go within and be guided by your spirit. It's nice to find that place of balance within so that no one deceives you, so that your eyes are spiritually open, so that you connect with the people you need to connect with. Although we're all drawn in different areas, we are in different areas. And it is like whatever floats your boat. Birds of a feather flock together. So we're living in a world where we have an opportunity to use the internet to search and find out those things that are not out there in the open. And yes, there's been like covering ups. There has lots of covering up. And if you are curious, you can uncover that which has been covered up, you all, the history and everything like that. So I am going to go and thank you all for tuning in. And with that being said, hello, wherever you are in any part of the world. Hello. From my heart to yours, love you. Have a wonderful rest of your morning. Thank you, moderators on here. Thank you all for your comments. T, honey. You happy to see your Gina, honey, this morning? That's exactly right. You give me some happy, smiling tears. That's right. Thank you, Light Seeker, honey. Yeah. Birds of a feather fled together. Well, that's true, too. Yes. Oh, my goodness gracious, you all. I'm going to go. Have a wonderful rest of your morning. You all, love you.